The whole purpose of my channel is to help and encourage people to be the best version of themselves. So, in today's vlog, I'm going to share 7 things that I do every single day that help me keep my health, wealth, and happiness in check. And maybe they can help you too. So, let's jump to it, guys. Okay, the first point that I want to share is fitness because I think it goes without saying that, fitness is the foundation of staying healthy and strong, and especially as you get older. Maybe when you're in your 20s, it's just about looking good, or maybe even in your 30s. But I can assure you, as you get older, it's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel, and also about staying independent so you can do things for yourself for your whole life term. So what I do is for my fitness is I focus on 3 key areas. The first one is strength training, and I strength train 4 times a week. So that's basically a mixture of weightlifting or just simple body weight exercises. And I do try to prioritize compound movements because they target multiple muscle groups. The second thing that I do is I also am very aware of my cardio. So, whether I spend time each day on the treadmill, or I read a book, or, I'm learning something, or whether I'm just out for a nice, relaxed walk, it's extremely important that you get your cardio in because not only is that going to keep your heart and your lungs healthy, but you'll also find that it keeps your energy levels up throughout the day. And then the third thing that I also try to do 2 to 3 times a week is a little bit of stretching. I feel that stretching helps to maintain a little bit of flexibility. I also think it reduces stiffness and it just kind of keeps my joints healthy. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to discuss is financial security because for most people, financial security is key to peace of mind. Now, this is such a huge topic, we could really make a whole video about it. But what I've done is I've decided to drill it down to 4 key points that have worked for me over the years. The first point is that I've always tried to stay as debt free as possible. Now, what I mean by that is that I simply pay off any debt I've had as quickly as possible, whether that's a mortgage or maybe a car loan or, a loan for home improvements, whatever it may be. I pay it off so that I own that asset and I also reduce the amount of interest I'm paying on that borrowed money. The second point is that I've also always invested for the long term. Now, whether that's just simply putting money into retirement savings, putting them into stocks or real estate, investing for the long term is one of the best financial decisions you can make for peace of mind. Third point is as well that I have always had emergency funds for unexpected costs. I've never ever been caught off guard because that money is there. So, it's a great peace of mind to have that emergency fund there. And then the fourth comes down to housing. Now, over the years, I've done a mixture. I've owned properties, I've had properties that I've let out, and I've also rented property. But one of the best financial decisions that you can ever make is to own your house. By owning your house, you're building equity. You're building stability, you're increasing your long-term financial gain, and of course, you've got pride of ownership. So these are 4 key areas that will really help to give you financial peace of mind. Okay, the first thing I want to share is the importance of staying engaged in your hobbies and your passions. Having hobbies for me is an essential part of staying happy and fulfilled. And for that reason, I make sure I spend time every single day doing the things I love. Now, whether that's playing chess, working out in the gym, riding my motorbike, driving my car, or even making these YouTube videos. For me, I find that my hobbies reduce my stress, they fuel my creativity, and they just give me, I don't know, a sense of accomplishment and something to look forward to. Okay, the fourth thing that I'd like to share is the importance of continually building meaningful relationships because strong relationships are 100% key to happiness and fulfillment. So, for that reason, I definitely like to prioritize spending quality time with both my family and my friends. But I also, as well, like to make an effort to meet new people, or at least people that share the same values and interests as myself, because, of course, that helps to expand my social network. Okay, the fifth thing that I want to share is that I never stop learning. I really am a true believer that you're never too old to learn something new. So for that reason, I'm constantly looking for ways that I can expand my knowledge and just feel more fulfilled. Now, I do this several different ways. I like to read, and I like to read topics that, include business, personal development, nutrition, fitness, whatever it may be, anything that sparks my curiosity. I also enjoy listening to podcasts or watching podcasts on YouTube or anything that I just feel that is teaching me something new. But I think the main reason for this is that I personally feel that learning just keeps the mind sharp and it certainly opens doors to new opportunities. But at the same time, it keeps things interesting. Okay, the sixth point that I want to share with you is the importance of eating well. Now, nutrition plays a huge role in my overall well being. And over the last few years, I've certainly learned the importance of eating foods that fuel both my body and my mind. Now, for that reason, what I tend to do is I tend to stick to a really balanced diet, a diet which is rich in protein, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. At the same time, yes, I do like to have a treat once or twice a week, but I certainly massively limit the amount of processed foods that I eat, the refined sugars, and all that bad stuff because I know it has a negative impact on my health. The other thing that I do as well, which is a positive, is I stay hydrated throughout the day by drinking plenty of water. Now, there's a little pro tip here I can give you guys. There's an app called Yuku. I think that's how you spell it. And this app, you can see it here, is absolutely brilliant because you can scan items before you buy them in the supermarket and it will tell you if it's good or bad for you. It will tell you what's in it and it will offer alternative products if the item that you're considering buying is bad for you. But eating well is massively important. By eating well, I've found that it certainly helps to maintain my energy levels, it prevents illnesses, and it just makes me feel as best as I possibly can. Okay, and the last thing, the seventh thing that I want to share with you is the importance of planning things to look forward to. Having something to look forward to is definitely one of the best ways to stay positive, motivated, and happy. So, whether that's scheduling a holiday or vacation, short weekend trips to new places, anything like that, it gives you something to look forward to and it helps you recharge. Another thing that I really enjoy doing as well is setting personal goals. Now, whether my goals are fitness related, learning a new skill, or just simply accomplishing something that's creative, I really enjoy that. And also as well, planning small activities, whether it's something you're going to do with your friends or family, going to a concert, going to a new restaurant, all of these things help to keep life exciting. But having plans as well gives you something to get excited about in the future, and it's that anticipation that adds to the joy of life. So again, a really important element to having a happy and fulfilled life. So there you have it. 7 things that I do every single day to keep my health, wealth, and happiness in check. Staying active, investing in my future, maintaining meaningful relationships, and continuously learning are just a few of the things that I personally feel make life feel a lot more fulfilling. Anyway, if you found these tips helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are some of the things that you do to stay healthy, happy, and financially secure? Make sure you let me know in the comments, guys. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do. And remember to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any new content I put out. Anyway, until the next time, take care, stay healthy, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself. Ta-ra.